Hi everybody, it's Brian here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing great. Now, if you're anything like me, time is of the essence. We just never seem to have enough of it in this fast-paced world that we live in. We always seem to be chasing time, particularly when it comes to creating our designs. We've got not only the designs to create, but we also have to come up with content and copy to help us market those designs to the clients out there, to the potential clients out there, in the hopes that, it'll be good enough to grab their attention and bring them over to our shops and hopefully make a purchase. Now, in today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 websites that I discovered recently that I have been using with respect to my own copy, my own advertising campaigns that I have found have been really helpful in cutting down the amount of time in terms of thinking, in terms of how I'm going to go about doing things, how I'm going to manipulate images to fit the copy and the advertisement that I want to actually portray on my social media platforms. At any rate, these are 3 amazing websites that I'm going to share with you. They've helped me in terms of cutting down the amount of time that it takes me to process these particular types of content. And I hope that the same will be said for you too as well. So if you're excited about that, if you're interested in learning what these 3 websites are, they're all free to use. Well, then let's head over to my computer right now so we can get started with it. Okay, so welcome to my computer screen, and the first website that I'm going to be sharing with you today all pertains to, font selection. If you're anything like me, you probably have either a computer or a laptop or a tablet filled to the brim with, fonts upon typefaces, fonts galore. And while this can be a really good thing because obviously it's giving you a lot of options to select from when you're creating your designs for your print-on-demand business or even for your social media copy, sometimes having too many of them can really can really slow you down in terms of trying to select the best font in order to get your message across. Now, this particular website that I have on my screen, which is called wordmark.it, don't worry, I'm going to put all of the links to these websites I'm sharing with you today in the description below, can actually help you to really cut down on the amount of time that it will take you to select a font. Now, if you don't already have a go-to selection of fonts for your designs, or maybe perhaps, you've been using those particular font styles for a long time, you want to try and mix things up a little bit, you want to try to see, okay, what do I have on my computer in terms of a font that could really, take my design making skills to the next level? Well, Wordmark can actually help you. Why? Because what it does is actually it sources all of the fonts that you have on your computer, and then it provides you, based on the keywords that you obviously type in, it shows you how those particular keywords are going to look based on the fonts that you have saved into your computer. And that way you can then start whittling down and actually cutting down the types of fonts that you have so that you can actually focus on a few to obviously bring down your decision-making process to maybe 1, 2, or 3 different types of fonts, and then eventually select the font that you want to use. Rather than having to have to go through list upon list, say for example in Photoshop, when you click on the typeface tool and you start bringing down your list, try to figure out, okay, what font am I going to use? The little bit of a sample of what that font looks like in terms of the characters and letters might be too small, or it might not be, enough for you to make an informed decision. Well, Wordmark can actually help you. So let's take a look here in terms of how it works. It's really easy to do. Now, given the fact that, at the time of publishing this video, we're on the doorstep of Halloween, and before you know it, Christmas is going to be around the corner, I thought let's use the word Christmas as our example for this video in order to help us find a really nice font that can actually portray the spirit of Christmas for my social media copy or for a design that I want to create. So over here, where it says enter a word or phrase, I'm just going to type in Christmas. And then as you are being instructed, press enter on your keyboard to start. So now what has happened is that this website has analyzed very, very quickly the fonts that I have on my computer. And now it is basically showing me a sample of fonts with the word Christmas in order so that I can get an idea of how it's going to look if I had to use that particular font for this particular keyword. Now, what you want to do is at the beginning, you just want to go through them. Just take a good look at, the various fonts that you have saved on your computer and what, that word Christmas would look like. All right. And then once you're happy with them, you can then actually click on the ones you like. So you'll be able to compare them later. So let's just say I want to choose this one here. Just simply click on it. This one's a bit of an italic. This is a nice bold font here. Let's choose this one. And I will go for one more. Let's choose this one over here. Okay, so basically now what is going to happen is we're going to click where it says filter selected fonts here just above me. I'm going to click on that. All right, and now what Wordmark has done is it has removed all of the other fonts and has just provided me, with these 5 fonts that I selected. So now I don't have to stay worrying about, trying to choose one out of a whole bunch of them. I have them right next to each other, and from this selection, I can then make an informed decision of what it is that I want to portray in my social media posts, or maybe even on a design for my print-on-demand business, so that obviously, I can select from one of these and I really cut down the time that is taken to select a particular font style for a particular keyword that I want to use. So in this particular case, if I wanted to choose, obviously, it's no secret, impact here, but let's say, for example, I've been using impact for a long time and I want to choose something else. So I could say, all right, let's go with Franklin Gothic medium italic. So I'm going to click on that one. It's showing me a nice bigger version of what it looks. All right, and then we can just choose tighter to see if the typeface was closer together. Obviously, we've got the pro features here. You can choose looser, so obviously the typeface is a little bit spread out too as well. It just gives you an idea of what it's going to look like should you utilize it in your design or even for your social media marketing. So it's really easy to use. It doesn't take a long time to select a particular type of font, and it cuts down a lot on the guessing because you're going to have that up on your screen, and you can use any keyword that you want. If you want coffee or dog or cat or fishing, hunting, Halloween, whatever you want to use, you just click it in there. It's going to provide you with a bunch of fonts that you can select from. You're going to select 3, 4, maybe 5 of them, of the ones that you think would really fit the bill. It's going to portray them next to each other so that you can then choose which one of the 5, 6, or 7, whatever number you obviously whittle that down to, and obviously make an informed decision by choosing one. And then obviously when you are going to be creating that copy or creating that design, you're going to have the name, as you can see just down over here at the bottom. You can go into your image editing program, or if you're on Canva or whatever it is that you're using to create your design, and obviously you're good to go for that. So again, it really didn't take that long to do. wordmark.it is the name of the website, so I highly recommend that you use this when you're coming to select a particular font for your designs or for your marketing campaigns. Now, the next website that I'm going to be sharing with you is called wordmark.it. Now, I am a diehard Photoshop fan. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I tend to use Photoshop for a lot of my designs, but you know what? There are times when, waiting for Photoshop to load up and actually manipulating something and really digging down deep to it, particularly if it's for my social media campaigns where, I don't really need to be as precise. Sometimes I would appreciate using a website that can help cut down the processing time of removing aspects from a particular photo that I just don't need, and being able to select certain aspects that I do need for this post that I want to put up on social media, or indeed, maybe even for my designs. So this next website has definitely helped to cut down a lot of time. And this is called wordmark.io. Again, it is free to use and it is really simple. So what I have done is I've already downloaded a photo from Vexels.com based on Christmas. I'll just bring it in here. I have it off camera here. And basically, it's a red car, a red buggy, with a Christmas tree on top. And I just want to keep the car. I want to get rid of the Christmas tree. So let me just bring it in so you can see what it is I'm talking about. So I'm just going to drag it and drop it over here, okay? So as you can see, it's a cute photo, but let's say, for example, I have another Christmas tree that I want to put on top of it. I don't really want this particular tree, and I want to get rid of it, but I want to still keep all those twinkling lights in the background, and I want the car to be over there because I really like it. It's cute. It's going to be effective for my social media campaign. Okay, so what I want to do is, as you can see here, I've got my yellow brush over here, which I'm moving across the screen. But if you want to refine the brush size, you can do so via this handle here. So if I want to really increase it, as you can see, the yellow circle has increased. If you want to really make it small, you can do so by obviously dragging the handle to the left. So let's just bring it a little bit to the right, okay? I think that's a pretty good idea. Now, you don't really need to be that precise, okay? So what we're going to do is we're just going to grab the brush and we're just going to paint around the Christmas tree. I'm going to stay a little bit above the car here, all right, and we're going to fill in the entire area so that the Christmas tree is covered in the yellow brush, the yellow color, okay? Once I let go, you're going to see that the word erase over here has obviously brightened up, which means I can now click it. So it's a clickable link. I'm going to click on it, button, and we just wait a few seconds, and boom, as you can see here, obviously Magic Eraser has removed the Christmas tree. It's blended in the background. Took maybe a couple seconds to do so, and now I have this picture with a card that I can either superimpose a Christmas tree that I either have in my library or maybe I found through a stock photo agency or whatnot. Now, in this particular case, it was spot on. I do have to inform you that I tried this particular photo prior to creating this video, and at that time, it wasn't that precise. And I thought, oh great, you know, this for all the photos that I've chosen, it's not going to work good with this one. It left a little bit of the Christmas tree just a bit above here on the left and right. But don't worry about it. What I did was I took the brush and I brushed over those aspects again and clicked on erase, and I got the photo, a similar photo, rather the same photo, as you can see here on the screen too as well. So don't worry if it's not too precise every single time. If you still see aspects of the component of the photo that you still want to get rid of, then just brush over that and allow the program to work its magic, and you will eventually get to the component, or rather the aspect of the photo that you want to have to be able to use either for your design or for your social media marketing campaigns. But as you can see here, it worked on the first time this time around, so I'm super happy with it. Once you're happy with it, you can click on the download. Now the free version only allows you to download at 400 pixels by 600 pixels. But again, if you're using it for your social media campaigns, it's enough. You don't really need to have a supersized one. If you do want to use an aspect of a photo, particularly if you get it from websites like Pixabay or Vexels for your design, you might want to actually consider downloading the full resolution. There is a bit of a subscription that you actually have to pay for that. Or you can download it at 400 by 600 and then maybe use an image resizing platform to increase the size of the image. Whichever way you want to go, it's totally up to you. But as you can see here, it really does a trick. It does a job in a short amount of time. It's really quick and it can really save you a lot of time when you're coming up to create your social media marketing campaigns, or you know, if you want to obviously modify any image. And you don't necessarily need to do that with respect to just your print on demand business. You might have some personal photos that you want to get, you know, rid of somebody who's no longer associated with you or your family or your friendship network, or basically whatever it is that you want to get rid of. You can just import those photos, you know, brush over the part that you want to get rid of, and let this website work its magic. So again, it really cuts down on the amount of time that obviously it takes to process that. I know that if I had to do this in Photoshop and actually highlight with the pen tool around and selected all that, it definitely would have taken me a lot longer. Okay, so magiceraser.io. Now, the third and final website that I want to share with you today pertains to, you know, a free service helping you to create effective copy, effective ads, effective posts for your social media marketing. So the name of this website is 8, as in the number 8, designers.com/templates. Now, as you can see here, we are presented with a number of ad templates. Again, this is absolutely free to use. And the best thing about it is that every single advert that you see here, these templates, they are all customizable. Now, at the moment, they've provided with a number of templates over here. As you can see here, pretty soon, they're still working on it, you'll be able to filter the adverts according to color. So if you want something on blue, you just click on this blue circle here and all of the advertisements will come up around the color blue. For the moment, you cannot do that. Not the end of the world. It's a work in progress for this website. So hopefully it won't take them too long in order to make that function available. But in the meantime, as you can see, if we just drag down here, we've got a lot of free templates that you can use to create your own copy, your own promos for your Facebook, your Twitter, your Pinterest, for basically any social media platform that you are currently on. And every single one of them, as I stated earlier, is customizable. So let's say, for example, we want to choose this one here. All we need to do is click on it. Okay, and basically gives you a little bit of a synopsis about the template. So it's a Wild West Google display ad, sunset illustration banner or something. Okay, if you're advertising a Western, I guess this is a great template. I mean, who doesn't love Westerns nowadays? It's definitely good timing, especially with the recession going on right now. So now you've got three different formats. You've got a 728 by 90, a 300 by 250, these are all pixels, and then you've got a 300 by 600 pixel template. Now, if you want to edit any of them, all you need to do is click on the link where it says Edit Template, and you're brought to the workstation. And the workstation is really not too dissimilar from Photoshop, albeit with a fewer number of tools. But the tools that they provide you here is basically enough for what it is that you want to do, okay? So basically, you've got your move tool, your selection tool, sorry, then you've got your square rectangular tool, and you can see you've got a letter here in brackets, that's the keyboard shortcut. So if you had to hit R on the keyboard, then obviously it's going to toggle that tool. You've got your circle tool, you've got a pen tool, or rather a path tool, you have your text, you have your zoom, and you also have your eyedropper. And then obviously you have your color palette over here that you can just click on and choose whatever color that you want to utilize should you want to change a particular color on the template. Now again, all you need to do is just click on the aspect that you want to obviously modify. We have to click on T for text. We're going to highlight it. So select all. And we're going to type in coffee days. And we'll go to the next one. Select all. Are here for us all. I mean, I'm just playing around with words right now just to give you an idea of how this particular workspace works. Now, if you don't like the font that they provide you, just above me over here, actually let me move myself over so that we can actually see the actual menus on the right hand side. You can choose your different fonts by selecting the drop down menu, and again you can choose from these particular fonts. If you happen to have chosen a font from the Wordmark website, you can actually see if that font exists in the font list for this particular website. If it doesn't, and obviously it's not the end of the world, you can choose one of the ones that are obviously listed here for you to choose. So let's just say Big Shoulders Display, just click it, and as you can see, the font has changed. All right, now you can actually rotate by clicking and just dragging around, and as you can see, the font is turning around. You can actually adjust the opacity too as well. All right, you've got a blur function. You can stroke the text. You can add dashes. There's a lot of things that you can do on this particular website. You can even adjust the x-axis of the text and the y-axis too as well. So if you want to do something a little bit, move it over to the left or bring it up or down or whatnot, all you just need to do is click, hold the left mouse button, and just drag. And as you can see here, as I move my mouse pointer to the left, the numbers are obviously changing, and obviously the font is moving down too as well. If you want to change the color of an aspect, just toggle it and then just click on the eyedropper over here, and you can choose either from the colors here, or you can put in the hex code. Basically, there's a lot of functionality for this particular program, this platform, and you can really come up with some effective advertisements, some effective posts for your social media campaigns based on the designs that you've created for your particular print-on-demand shop too as well. You can even place an image if you want to. So we just click on File and turn Place Image, and let's just see. Let's grab this leprechaun guy who happens to be on my computer at the moment. So you're just going to click Open, and now what we want to do is we want to drag upwards so we can resize him. All right, so we're going to grab the handles and we're just going to bring it down and move it across until we get it to a size that obviously is going to fit on the advertisement. So if we were still, St. Patrick's Day, this guy would actually be a real fantastic clip art to use for the social media posting that I would be putting up on any of my accounts. And as you can see here, it really didn't take that long. And again, the best thing about this all is that it is absolutely free to use. Obviously, when you're happy with the copy that you've created, or rather with the post that you've created, all you need to do is just click on Save as PNG. And as you can see at the bottom here, obviously the file has been saved to my hard drive, and then I can just open it up and import it into any of my social media accounts and post it accordingly. So there you have it, everybody. We've looked at 3 really versatile platforms here. It doesn't take a long time to learn how to use them, and it can really save you a ton of time when you are batch processing, your social media posts to get people to visit your shops and hopefully to actually stop and buy something. And the best thing about it is that, as with respect to adesigners.com, you're going to be using advertisements that are tried and tested, and they're free. So if you don't have Placeit and maybe can't afford to take out a subscription on Placeit, this is a really great alternative to be able to utilize, and you know that these particular advertisements have been tried and tested. All you have to do is just tweak them to fit what it is that you want to share with your followers on your social media platform, and the world is your oyster. So I certainly hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you got a lot of value out of it. I hope that you will actually make use of these 3 websites. Let me know which of the 3 websites you think you enjoyed the most, or which one of the 3 you think that you will actually make use of. Just pop it down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, smash that like button. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do me a favor, click that subscribe button now. I'm really working hard to reach 3,000 subscribers by the end of this calendar year, and I know that with your help that I can achieve that. But for today, that's all I've got, and as always, be safe, be well, be creative. Bye for now. Hey, thanks again for watching this video. I really appreciate each and every one of you taking the time to do so. If you are interested in taking your print-on-demand business to the next level and learning how to generate more sales, please consider clicking on one of the 2 video thumbnails that have appeared on your screen now. I'll see you there. Thanks again.